What's up, mofos, and welcome to the Beefy Boiz Buzz-cast, episode 3. So off rip, let's go ahead and dive into the Beefy Boiz Buzz-cast question of the day. Boys, have you guys ever removed or blocked someone on social media? And if so, why?
What a curveball.
Not exes. We're not counting exes. Everyone blocks their exes. We're not talking about, I'm not giving you the easy way out, baby. So not counting exes. Have you ever blocked or unfollowed someone on social media?
Definitely, for sure.
Why?
I'm a habitual, remover, blocker. I don't know. So when I used to use social media more than I do now, I would get annoyed really quick with people's posts. If it felt like disingenuous, I would definitely either remove myself or put it in the settings to not see the post as often.
Okay.
What about you, Luke?
I really haven't. I don't care about what people post. I'm just like, bro, post whatever you want. Like, I'm not gonna be a scumbag or a dirtbag and just block you just because I don't like the post.
Damn, you just
whoa! What's going on, baby? That feels like a personal attack. So you're saying that people that block people are scumbags?
Yes.
Why?
Yes. Oh no. I mean, if you block them, that's your prerogative. I'm just saying I don't block people because I don't know, bro. People post what they want to post, whether it's it's offensive or whatnot. Like, that's your initiative. That's what you want to express yourself with, bro. Be my guest. I'm nobody to tell you yes or no. You can or cannot do that. So why should I be able to block you? Why should I block you just because we have different stances?
Dang, boy! So you've never blocked anyone on social media?
No, bro.
Oh boy, I feel like should I plead the fifth on this question? Like, man, you guys are.
I already put myself out there, Damien. You gotta answer this.
Yeah, I don't block people all the time. But I have blocked people. Obviously, so aside from exes, yeah, I've blocked people because, dude, here's the thing for me. If what you're putting up on there, we're not young, dude. I'm not young. I'm 35. You know, I got a wife, I got kids, I got a full-time job. If what you're putting on there is making my day worse, I'm just gonna unfollow you because I can't start my day being surrounded by craziness and negativity and freak shows and clickbait and stuff like that. So those are the people that I've blocked in the past. Even though I'm all about freedom of speech and all that stuff, the people I've blocked are just people who are doing like wacky stuff, dude, and it was ruining my day. It was not interesting to me, and it was too over the top. So I was just like, we gotta go our separate ways, my boy, because you're stressing me out.
That's a good point. I actually have done the same thing. Like, if it's like a person that just puts a bunch of downer posts, or somebody that's always looking for conflict, bro, I separate myself from that right away.
Right? Because some people are too over the top, man. Like, if I feel like every post that you make is rage bait, then we just gotta part ways, baby. Because
do you guys remember the old school Facebook days when you first started using it, and it was just like a bunch of clickbait all the time, like opinion based. I mean, I guess it's the same, but
I was about to say, do you mean Facebook right now? It's just older people than us that do it for that now.
True. No, you're right. Yeah, it's still the same.
Yeah, man, because Facebook is... I uninstalled Facebook. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Facebook Messenger or whatever it's called. Why would I use that, dude? It's just too much for me. It's just too stressful, bro. So I just completely got rid of it and just stick to IG for now. But yeah, Facebook is the king of just people posting... Woo!
I don't even know how Facebook looks anymore. I haven't been
I haven't been on in I don't know how long I haven't been on Facebook. Yep. So, yeah. Now, that being said, That being said, baby, do you believe that everyone should be allowed to post and say whatever they want on these apps? Facebook, uh, baby, let's take it further. What do you guys think about freedom of speech? What do you guys think about freedom of speech? Huh?
We're gonna start off with that. Okay. Or well, continue with that. Okay.
I want to keep it light. So, what do you guys think about freedom of speech in the United States of America? What do you think about the First Amendment, my boy?
Craig, I'll let you.
It sounded like Lewis was gonna take the reins, man, but he just froze up.
Yeah,
I'll let
he
you
sounded
start
like.
off. I'll let you start off with this one.
No, but he clicked his lips and then he stayed quiet because he's over here trying to sweat in this damn golf game that we're playing in the background.
I'm trying to win.
Yeah.
You leave me alone.
Good luck with that, Chumbo. I see you in the grass, my dog.
You might as well just take the 14.
You know what, Craig? How about no?
Eat the 14, my boy. All right, Gregorio, you can start us off then.
I'm American, bro, so I'm all about freedom of speech. It's probably like one of the greatest liberties that we have, and it could be dangerous when people use it for their agenda, but at the same time, what isn't being used for their agenda, or what isn't being manipulated for somebody's agenda? So I'm not gonna take away freedom of speech just because you're gonna have the outliers out there using it for bad.
Okay. Cheese? And I know you can talk because you got a hole in one, so why don't you stop being modest?
Because the drinks haven't hit me yet.
For real.
No, I mean, freedom of speech, do we have it? We say we do. Do we use it all the time?
Oh boy.
Oh, are you good, dog? That's not. He's going in.
Shut your mouth, I'm going in.
So
Put on your tinfoil hats, baby. We're diving deep now.
Here we go. What are we, like 5 minutes into the Buzzcast? The guy's out of control.
It's got a par. It's a big deal. It's whatever. I'm feeling unhinged right now. Hole in one and a par. Whatevs. So back to the topic, freedom of speech. Look, for somebody that came from a country that really doesn't have freedom of speech, it's huge, right? I love it. I love the fact that we're able to say what we want, when we want, how we want. Now, do I truly believe it's an actual, freedom of it though? To that extent, I personally don't think so. I feel that sometimes we are limited to what we cannot say, because we can use our freedom of speech to manipulate a mass around us to either good or bad. But how we use it, it's can be good and bad. I don't know. It's hard really to describe that particular portion of it. I just want to say that
you brought up, do we have it? So is there like a doubt in your head that do we really have it? What do you mean by that?
So,
right, there's Craig. Oh, this guy's out of. We're getting
love
unhinged,
it,
baby.
love
We're
it.
getting unhinged. We're getting crazy.
Make a little swig in here. So you're saying, so you brought up the point of, do I think that we have it, or because that it's limited in that sense? Why do I believe in that? It's just certain things we cannot say, and there's certain things that we shouldn't say, but we're not allowed to say, because and then we start getting into the nitty gritty of getting in trouble for what we say. There's censorship. There's things that will rule us out to actually be a freedom of speech. There's some opinions that we cannot really say without consequences. In other words, there you go. There's opinions that we cannot say without consequences.
Easy, don't make my life hard. I have to edit this stuff, please.
I mean,
Never.
Alright, so that's still freedom of speech, though. It's just everything has consequence. So you're allowed to say whatever you want, but you're gonna get pushback if you say something that's absurd. Or sometimes it's not even absurd. It's just that everybody's like on the same
different
page.
agenda.
No, everybody's on the same page, not really realizing that it doesn't make sense. There's so many times that people choose a side and not realize that it's kind of a crazy opinion that they're on, So they end up attacking the person speaking with the freedom of speech. But that's just consequence. I don't think it's that we don't have it. We just don't. You can't do anything in this life without consequence.
Well, Dame, since you heard us speak, what about you?
Yeah,
Um,
brother, you trying to like
Right?
I'm trying to,
You trying to
throw
instigate
some
the group?
flames?
I'm trying to just be a host, baby. I ain't trying to talk to them.
No,
I'm
no, no, no,
scared.
Uh-huh.
I'm scared of
no.
consequences, baby. I don't want to get shut down, daddy.
Well, look at
Dude,
you trying to edit. Don't edit me out.
don't censor me, dude. Man. Oh man. Okay. What do I think? I love freedom of speech, man. Like what Lewis said. I'm not. I mean, I'm American now. I've spent the most of my life here, but I wasn't born in this country, and I was born in a country where you can't say whatever you want. You can't uh, criticize the regime. You can't speak your mind on a lot of stuff because the minute you do, you go to prison. So um, I'm grateful for the rights that we have in this country, dude. Now, going to what Lewis alluded to, do I look, man? My entire life, I felt like you could say whatever you want without consequence, and you would have been chilling. No one's gonna. You're not gonna get in trouble. No one's gonna um, try to get you in trouble. Do I believe that that's the case now? Do I believe that we have the same? I'm 36. Do I believe that we have the same freedom of speech now that we did when I was a kid? No, man. Because like Lewis said, there's a ton of censorship. There's a ton of there's a ton of little hands in the pot that have a lot to say with what we can say and not say, do and not do. And if I'm being honest, I don't think that's cool. I don't think that should be a thing, man. Because I grew up. Come on, man. We grew up with South Park, bro. We grew up with South Park, where they were saying just unhinged stuff. Where South Park was saying stuff that you're like, oh man, Where South Park did an episode with Muhammad. Like these are the things that I grew up with. I grew up with the Wild West, man, with what I consider to be true freedom of speech, and I don't think I don't think that's what we experience right now. If you watch a lot of movies from the 90s, you're just like, whoa. Even shows that are not from the 90s. Think about The Office. Have you watched The Office lately? Like, there's a lot of
Yeah,
stuff in there that you're like,
yeah, for sure.
nah, babe. The
Yeah.
Office, that's not an old show. I'm not an old man for saying The Office, but that's a show that you watch now and you're like,
You know what? Now that you brought that up, didn't they cut out an episode like a few years ago? Because now it's not like tasteful. And back then it was like nobody
Yeah.
really realized about
I
it.
heard about that. I heard about that, but I
Yeah,
forgot
they,
what
they
episode
cut
it
out
was.
they cut out an episode. Like, all right, so
look it up, Gregorio. I did not know about that. And my wife is an Office fanatic, and I've probably watched each episode of The Office at least a couple of times of every season. What episode was cut out and why?
all right, you guys gotta stall while I
Look
do
it
this.
up,
Let me
baby.
see.
I'm gonna stall for you, my boy. I'm gonna stall for you. But yeah, when I look at stuff nowadays, I'm like, it's not the same kind of freedom that we had back then. You can't say the same amount of stuff, you know. And I guess some of it is within reason. The things that we consider decent nowadays is not the same things that we considered decent back then. But bro, all right. If you're a '90s kid, if you watch In Living Color, who remembers In Living Color, bro?
Bro,
Hell
first
yeah.
of all,
That's
handicap.
not me.
Come on.
Ah,
Uh, that that that.
yeah, that's not
Uh,
making it past season one nowadays.
I
It's
would
got
not,
it's
bro.
got one season. You
Fire
know,
Marshal Bill's another one. Like, come on, bro. The things
Yo,
that they would was, I mean, well, as these young kids will say, out of pocket.
out
But
of
yeah,
pocket, they wildin', baby. Think about Martin. Even like shows like
bro.
Martin. Is Martin happening nowadays, bro? And one thing I'll say is I've gone back to watch Martin, and there's like, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of chauvinistic behavior on that show. Um, but a lot of stuff that like would Shanae be allowed nowadays? I don't know. Would the movie White Chicks be allowed nowadays? I don't know, dude, because where we're at right now, that kind of stuff just isn't flying, dude.
Yes.
So do we have freedom of
So they
speech? I can go on Reddit
removed.
and be a wacko. Yeah, but do I think it's the same freedom of speech that I love and that I want? I don't think so. So go ahead, Gregorio. They removed who?
Going back to the office, they removed just the name alone. You already know what's going on. The episode is called Diversity Day. For the
No, hold
office.
on. But I believe
Oh
that's
man.
I believe that episode is still there.
But he said I
All
think they
right, so
changed the
this got
title.
removed. No, this got removed when it was being aired through Comedy Central. So instead of playing, when they're playing in order for the reruns, they
Uh
skipped
huh.
Diversity Day when they were doing the reruns because
Oh.
it had some moments of
Oh, I
like
remember this
not
episode.
But
tastefulness.
it but
There might have been blackface in this. I'm trying to get
oh
to the bottom of it because
my.
so
I don't think they went as far as blackface because that thing would not air on national TV. But I think that what they had was they had I want to say index cards posted on their head, and they had to say who they were by description. But they couldn't just give it out. So I think one of them was Asian, if I'm not mistaken. So I think Dwight, if I'm not mistaken, pretty much said, "Oh, I can't drive on the streets" or something like that, or "I'm really good at math." The stereotypical stuff.
yeah, yeah.
So he's like, that's not the whole purpose of all this that you're doing. But he went down that lane. So I think that's one of or the main reason they took it out of the thing. If I
So
remember correctly. I mean,
so
I
to
was
your
gonna say you can
point,
look it up, but I don't think you should.
does that mean we don't have freedom of speech? Is it ultimately the answer that we don't have freedom of speech, or is that just the like an attack from what's going on with polarization? I'm asking you, Luke.
I don't think we have freedom
Oh,
of speech.
sorry.
I don't think we have true freedom of speech that you can say whatever you want and that you can. Uh, oh man, oh baby, don't send me there, daddy. Don't send me to the dark place. I don't think you can say whatever you want, dude. That's. Uh, now, bro, The Office is a lot of stuff was hella racist. Think about Ping, dog. Think about Ping. It's like he Michael Scott wearing the glasses with the slanted eyes and the buck teeth. Like that's out of control. You know.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Should we do uh dunking on your asses? Boy, get
Yeah,
some
you had me
knee
go look for
how.
information. I would have been the winner.
I set you up, baby. I made you eat that
Yeah, you
14.
definitely
I made
did.
you eat that 14, baby. We are back. We went to go do a little refresher, and we're back. We're going to keep going with the topics we were talking about beforehand. So I think wrapping up on the previous topic, as far as freedom of speech, I think we're a little bit undecided on that. I feel like we all think that we do and we don't. You do and you don't. Um, and I think that's fair. Now, since we're kind of we're a little social media heavy today, baby, as far as our topics are concerned. Let's take it a step further. We're on YouTube, we're streaming here on PlayStation. Do you feel, in the day that we live in and the topics that we discuss, do you feel that everyone should be given a platform? Right? And the reason I ask this is because a lot of people lately who have said things that are not considered the norm have lost their rights and their privileges to post on platforms like Twitter, on platforms like Instagram, on platforms like YouTube. Do you think that people who share different opinions from the norm, should they be allowed to, or do you think it's fair that these people lose their right to have a platform?
Bro, I'm so glad you brought it up because so I've been like on and off on each side because so I thought that everybody should, even how, no matter how crazy you sound, like be allowed to do whatever you want to say and post it. But I do notice, I don't know if you guys are seeing this, there's some platforms that are using um, like certain rhetorics and especially against, I feel like our country, where they push it on the front page, and it's just causing like huge divisions. So I feel like people should be allowed to post what they want, but I think platforms need to be checked with the way that they post it on the front page, because I feel like there's definitely some sort of agenda being put together where if they want to cause divisions with a group of people, they'll do it without being checked.
I don't disagree with you. I'm trying to
I don't
figure out
either.
what.
Yeah, like what can you say to that, like to
so
back that up or
so
piggyback?
So,
Or...
all right, so I'll be more specific because I know it's being vague, but
uh
you know what?
oh,
I'll just be
uh oh.
specific, man. Like, I used to be on Reddit. I've been on Reddit for years, bro. Like, and also I
Same.
was on Tumblr first. I was on Tumblr first, and Tumblr was like the first one where it was pretty educational. When I got on, it was more than a decade ago when I was on Tumblr, and it was pretty educational. But at one point, I felt like everything that was getting put on the front page or being put on my dashboard was purposely to create a reaction out of me. And I don't know if they're doing it because they justify it by saying it, oh, we're just doing the algorithm. Well, what people will click the most is what we put up. But it doesn't feel like that's true. And then now I switched over to like Reddit, and now it just feels like Reddit feels hostile, like specifically to me. Like when I go on there, I feel like I'm being attacked every day as a U.S. citizen just for being a U.S. citizen and existing. Like I don't understand what the hell is going on
People
over
hate
there.
America, dude. It's so crazy. People really hate
And,
America.
and if you read the post, it's insane. They're just regurgitating like articles, right? Like they're making it seem like if I walk outside right now, there's a possibility of a machine gun going off in the front of my house, and it's like that's not the reality that's going on over here. But I think that there's so much front page being pushed of these violent actions that it's making people think overseas that that's our norm. We do have like our tragedies. It does happen, but you have to realize how big our country is, how diverse it is too. Like if you leave, each state has its own set of legislation. Just because each state has its own, it's governed differently from the other states. So I don't know if it's just ignorance, but it feels like there's a backing to the ignorance by the platform.
I also think that a lot of the world doesn't have the same. Look, man, I'm not trying to downplay it. We have a lot of gun violence in this country when you compare it to the rest of the world. You know, like this year we've had more mass shootings than we've had days. You know, but I'm not gonna get into it. That's not what this podcast is about. We can do that in a different in a different buzzcast. But I can see why to other developed countries where they don't have these things, it's like it's wild. It's like what's going. Yo, the U.S. is the Wild West. You know, those
we, I
cowboys
think, yeah.
are out there just blasting each other's domes up. You know, and and I don't think that's necessary. I certainly do not feel unsafe, and we live in Miami, which is a huge city where there is a lot of gun violence and stuff like that, and I don't feel unsafe. Um, but that's for a different day. As far as what you're saying about boys, guys, to anyone listening, let me make you a promise here and now. We are never gonna rage bait you guys. Whatever we talk about on the Buzzcast is our real feelings. We're never gonna be hokey and try to artificially inflate clicks and stuff like that by being outrageous. Whatever we say on here, it is our real feelings. Whether you like it, whether you don't, roast us in the comments. We're open to it. I got thick skin, you know. Call us idiots. But I'm not. We're not gonna try to lure people onto our channel by rage baiting, and that's such a common thing, dude. Because going back to what you were saying, Craig, a lot of social media is it has become interaction based, you know. So it's not even about getting real content. It's about creating content that people are going to react to, you know. So whether that be insulting you, whether that be uh, telling you off. Dude, a lot of social media is just based off getting interactions, getting reactions, and not caring about how it's done. So I think that is why a lot of the stuff that we see in front pages is stuff that pisses us off. Because unfortunately that's what gets views, dude. What gets views is pissing people off, and then they leave a comment saying you're an idiot.
So
And
you think it is just because they always justify it as all right. So another perfect example is Twitter. Twitter kept saying for a while, um, we don't have any manipulation on the algorithm. The algorithm is purely based on the human experience and how people interact with the platform. Turns out that that wasn't entirely true. There's a lot of pushed things on the front on like the trending page. It wasn't necessarily being interacted with, but they were pushing it on the front page. So we now know that platforms do lie about
of course they
their
do.
justifications about it.
Of course
So,
they do.
so how is that? How is that like? I don't feel. What your opinion like about it? That is about clicks. I think they conditioned us to click into that. We were happy seeing the stuff that we were seeing before, and then they started pushing like all these violent posts and like just very divisive posts on us.
You know
Everybody
why?
was happy with the
So
way
you're
it was
saying it's
before.
clickbait then? So
It
everything we're seeing
is.
now is basically clickbait,
Of
and
course.
No, but before there was clickbait. It just wasn't. It wasn't a sort of manipulated clickbait that it
an
all
algorithm created that.
has.
You're saying so an algorithm created that clickbait to see how far, or not really how
No,
far,
no, no,
but
no. They have conditioned for us to, because you weren't seeing violence that much on the front page of all these platforms because there was sort of a code of family friendly, and then you sort of lost it over the years because they just started putting on the front page and conditioning people to click it. Before you had your clickbait of really funny posts or whatever it was, like just kind of like lying in the title and then you end up clicking it. They got their clicks is my point without having to do that. And then now they just put it in a way that we want to see the next public freak out. We want to see the next person be the Karen or like the next public villain, So it didn't have to be this way. They put it to be this way, and they would have been just as lucrative without doing it. It feels like they're eating their cake and having it too.
You know what? I don't know if they would have been as lucrative, dude, because now, dude, it's all about that dopamine rush, baby. What's gonna keep you on here, you know? And the thing is that the algorithms have changed so that content creators are now forced to seek engagement. And what's low hanging fruit? What's the easiest way to get engagement is to induce rage, to induce fear, to induce uh to invoke a strong emotion that is going to get people commenting, that is going to get people talking. And that's why I think things are so different now, because it definitely is more manipulated than it was a long time ago. um
So you think that there's more people on platforms now because they just went with the algorithm? It
no,
wasn't any manipulation to the algorithm. They just
absolutely there's manipulation to the algorithm. um I think there's the same amount of people on platforms now as there always was. I just think that our approach to social media is different now because the algorithm has changed, and because these social media platforms want maximum engagement. So they are promoting certain types of behaviors and certain types of content. And that's why I think that we've seen like a huge shift in the type of content created. Think about how much cringe content is created nowadays. Think about why would people purposely create cringe content? Because people get on there and they tell them that's cringe, that's stupid, you're an idiot, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And by creating useless cringe content, they're rewarded with engagement. And that's what really these platforms promote is engagement, user engagement. Are the people watching your videos commenting? We don't care if it's good or bad. Are they commenting and are they sticking around for the entire video? And that's why I feel like we see a difference in like people creating good content and people creating content designed around what the algorithm wants.
So talking about the influencers, there's such a culture now of like obnoxious activity, and it's being rewarded. That I feel like it's actually, you know how every generation wants to complain about the other generation, like the younger generation, like you're ruining the world. I feel like
Yeah.
this is actually ruining the world with like the actions of content creators and influencers acting so toxic and also sometimes dangerous. Like they're just putting people in situations where people feel like they're being threatened, and it's like, oh, it's just a prank. It's just a prank, guys.
Yes, that's the ultimate bailout. The ultimate bailout in the 2020s is it's just a prank, and you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you could touch other people. You can mess with other people's belongings. You can cross so many boundaries that are taboo, and then you think that you can bail yourself out by saying it's a bro. It's not, and that's funny that you mentioned that. Go ahead, Cheese. You were gonna say something. You saw that video. I'm sure you've seen that video.
Yep. I'm pretty sure you're gonna bring that up too. That that whole situation, the whole pranking, and then the whole cringing. Just recently, somebody just got oh no, it was not recently actually.
Yeah, it was
But the
recent. It was like last
trial,
week,
no,
no?
no, no. So the trial happened recently, but this had been going on already for, I want to say, since 2022.
Are we talking about
It, the one that
the
got shot in the
driver?
mall? No, no,
Yeah,
no, no.
yeah. A driver
Oh
shot.
yeah, the
Yeah, he was.
so but I think it happened in 2022, but they finally took it to court, and then court they decided that what he deemed was, I believe, a self-defense. However, what got him into trouble was that he branded the gun at a mall.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. What videos are are you guys talking about? Because I'm not really sure.
So
Just
there's a
like describe
video
the whole thing.
about a guy. Yeah, for those who haven't seen it, there's a video of I think a guy that's a delivery driver and he's picking up something, a food order, at a mall, like in the the mall food court, and a couple of guys come up to him and they got a phone up to his face and they're just harassing him and he's trying to get them to move away from him and they won't listen and eventually the dude pulls out a gun and I think shoots one of them in the stomach and
Correct.
I believe what Lewis was talking about as far as the court case is I believe he was acquitted, right? So they said it was in self-defense, what he did. But anyways,
He was
that's besides the point. They're harassing this guy and then he shoots them with a gun. That's the video.
So,
They're harassing this dude who's
right.
trying to do
So
so
his
long
now,
job.
story short is, don't get harassed, don't get shot.
Yeah,
hold on, but do
the
you,
long like they say, play stupid game, win stupid prizes. Dude, I don't have a gun. I'll probably never own a gun. But man, we have to stop harassing people. People are just trying to like you're harassing people for clout, you're harassing people for clicks. And dude, I'm a mental health counselor. You know, all of us. It's like they used to say in the old Batman cartoon. You know, everyone's one bad day away from being the Joker. You know, you can't pretend that you can't live under the illusion that it's okay to act like a jackass and harass and humiliate and torment people because you don't know what people are going through. You know, so you think that you can do whatever you want and say it's a prank and you're gonna be safe. Dude, you don't know what people went through the night before. So you can't assume that your prank is hilarious to them and that you're gonna be safe because you know you utter the magic words. It's a prank, bro. You don't know what that dude's going through. You can't assume that his life is as easy as yours and as chill and as funny and as lighthearted as yours.
do you want to know the discouraging part of that story? Because now that you guys said the video, I know exactly what you're talking about now. I had looked it up. The guy that did the prank was like, instead of humbling down, he doubled down on it and was saying that he's
I'm
gonna
gonna
do
prank
more
some
prank
more,
stuff.
baby.
Yep, yep,
Of
Yeah, he
he's gonna
course
did.
he
prank more
did.
people.
Of course he said that. Of
Because
course.
now he's got his 15 minutes of fame. Even
Yeah,
though it ended
look,
up
Well,
being
he's
here we
straight
famous.
are.
shot.
He's
We
famous. He's
hey,
gonna get.
and
Exactly.
He's
here
gonna
we
get
are.
money.
Hey, we talked about you on the Buzzcast, baby.
We
Congratulations,
just
my
gave
boy.
We
him a
won't
We
mention
just
you
spot.
by name. We
well, I
won't
don't know
mention
his
you by
name, and we're
name.
not gonna say his name.
Nope.
But
Just
you
gave him a
see,
spot for the two people that
here we
watch
are.
us.
Yeah, yeah. We got the 10 views that we get are gonna know about this guy. They're gonna look up a video about a dude getting shot in the mall, and his name is gonna be known. Sorry,
Yeah.
we did it. You know,
We sold out to the
we,
masses.
we sold out.
Oh.
We gave him another 10 followers. But it is what it is. It is what it is, my boy. And let's see, how deep are we into this buzzcast? Oh,
Let
we
me
got
tell
time.
you.
We got time. Hold on, baby. Hold on, baby. Hold
Wait,
on.
wait, hold on
Because
before you mention it, because right now when you just said it is what it is, it just reminds me of the Kevin James that new meme that just came
that's
out.
us,
It
baby.
is what it
That's
is.
who we are. Shrugging the shoulders. I'm Kevin James shrugging. Sorry, bro. Did I want to make him famous on our buzzcast with not a lot of viewers? No, that wasn't my intention. But hey, shrugging my shoulders, baby.
I made that bitch famous.
But I want to go back to something. I feel like we didn't get full. We didn't. We didn't get into this fully, and I don't want to leave without it. Because I feel like I got some opinions on this, and I want to hear what people are saying. Should everyone have a platform? That guy right there, that guy that did that prank, should his YouTube or whatever he's got, TikTok, whatever. I don't know him. I don't follow him. I'm not gonna follow him. But should he be shut down or should he be allowed to continue? Should every person be allowed a fair chance to have a platform, regardless of the kind of content that they're putting out, or do you guys feel that some content we gotta get out of here? Should some people be censored? Comment down below. Should some people be
No,
censored?
no, no,
Do
no,
you think
no.
that should everyone, regardless of what they're saying and promoting, be allowed to have a platform, or should some people be censored? Because we are censoring people. Or do you think that's okay, or do you think that everyone should be allowed to say whatever they want on whatever platform they want?
No, because since the beginning of history, bro, since like all the wars, it's always been about the winner earns the spoils. And with the spoils, what do? They end up changing history. They start changing like the writings and books. Everything that we know to be true is actually changed, right? So if we start taking away people's ability to post online what they want to do, we're kind of doing the same thing. It's kind of like the same action. We're taking the library away of the human experience. What I think we should be doing is we should be putting platforms in check and stop them from uh, just pushing really toxic things on purpose. And the same way they conditioned us to crave to watch these weird posts and these violence or all these actions that are really um, harmful to all of us, we should condition ourselves back to where we were when we were using online to just watch videos of to do something. You
You
know,
sound
like
like me
how
on
to
our
do.
buzzcast. Guys, stop with the AI. Stop with the technological advancements.
Dude, I don't
Do-
like my tone today because
All right,
I feel
boomer.
like I'm crying. I feel like I'm crying, but honestly, I feel like this is a cry for help from humanity, dude. Like we need something needs to change because like the trajectory that we're going in right now is just it seems bleak, right? So I think that something needs to change, but we don't need to take away people's voice.
so, and you think we should censor the apps? The
No, we need to put the apps in check, bro. Like
so
we need
censor
to,
them.
because they keep
No,
no in
not
the sense that
necessarily censor, but
they keep saying that they're doing this because it's all about clicks, right? And we already know in the past that that's not true. They're just pushing what they want to be on the front page. They want to create a narrative. So I don't know how you keep an app in check. I don't know how you go in there and audit like what's actually happening. But we got to get our eyes on Twitter. We got to get the inner workings of what was going on, and then we find out, yeah, you guys lied to us for a long time. Like all the things that you're putting on the front page wasn't trending.
Okay. Cheese, what do you think? I'm gonna come back to you, Craig. Cheese?
I agree. I don't think they should censor it. I think everybody should have a platform to do what they want to do. Like I said, we as a society or we as human nature can decide what we want to see, whether we like it or not. If we don't like it, yo, click next. Everybody has that ability. If you wanna sit there and just stare at it and then be like, oh, okay, whatever, cool. But if you wanna make a judgment out of it, again, that's your prerogative with it. It's you wanna do what you wanna do. We can't control the masses of how they view things, nor should we control the masses how we view things. But I believe that maybe a slight control of what should be presented, or maybe a tighter grip on it for certain ages, I believe that would be a better approach, in my opinion.
That's interesting. That's an interesting progression. All right, so I don't believe that there should be any type of censorship on these apps as long as we are within the law. So I think that if people are following the law, meaning that there is no call to violence, there is no call to destruction, there's no doxing, as long as we're not breaking the laws of the United States, let's get freaky with it, baby. I want people to say whatever they want, because I want the freest version of us, And guess what? I want everyone to have a voice. I think that when we start silencing people, that's very scary, because I don't want to give the government that kind of power. I don't want to give the government. Then we go back to Cuba. When we start giving the government the power to tell us what we can and can't say, man, that's dangerous, dude. So I think everyone should have a platform. I think if you're very racist and you're wacky and you want to get on here, you want to say racist stuff, hey man, I'm biracial. I don't agree with you. I wish you wouldn't say that about me. But guess what, man? I support your right to do it. I support your right to hate me as long as you're not telling people where I am and to come kill me. Or to come kill people like me. You want to say that the earth is flat? Okay, that's fine. I think it's wacky. But who am I to tell you that you shouldn't say that? That's your American right, my boy. The earth is flat, my boy. There's a dome over it with lights, and none of this is real. I support that. I think you should be able to say that. And I think that when we start saying that things are uncomfortable, and we start saying that things are scary, and that we should silence people, I don't know, man. That's a slippery slope of silencing and of censorship, and I'm scared of where that could lead us. So my thing is, I don't want to find out where that's going to lead us. I want to be the United States of America. I want to keep doing Scary Movie. I want more In Living Color. I want the freakiest stuff out there to make its way onto our TVs and onto our social media. And I maybe I'm optimistic. I believe in humanity so much that I believe if we really don't want something, we're going to shut it down ourselves. We don't need other people to tell us how to do it. I believe that we can take care of that. We can, without having to deplatform someone, we can educate ourselves on what is good and what is not good, and make an educated. I don't need Big Brother, baby. I don't need it. I don't want it. I can make my own decisions. Let the crazies and the wackos look at us. Maybe some people will listen to this and say we're crazies and wackos. I don't think we are. I think we're just we're guys that love freedom. We're guys that love people. And but if you don't like it, baby, you ain't gotta listen. I love you and I wish you would listen. I wish you'd like and subscribe, but I don't know if you will. And that's okay.
I think that to add on to that and what Lewis was saying, because I think there's something with Untapped before we finish that Lewis brought up too. Is that damn nice shot? Um, is that there's the kid factor into all this. And now that I have a baby, I've been thinking about this a lot. I don't know if you guys know this, but like there's some on YouTube you can like search certain uh, you put letters and like certain order of letters put together. It's not even a word. It's just like gibberish to us. But if they find out about it, they put it in, and then they see like their favorite cartoon being murdered, or like even at
Mm.
times forms of sexual performances happening with it.
Oh,
And
okay.
there's definitely like evil side to the platforms where I don't know how they don't get taken off. Like I don't know how this doesn't get taken off because I feel at this point where it comes to the point of corrupting like our children, that should be taken off. Like that should be probably censored. Um, so now this is where like it's so hard for me because that should never exist on the internet for our children to find, and then they were just trying to see their cartoon, but they end up seeing like this crazy thing happening.
Okay, Gregorio, baby. Hey, guess what? This is episode 3. Gregorio just said he just picked a topic for episode 4 because I am not well versed on that. I
I
want to
don't
do
want to
some
talk about
research.
this in
I
episode
want to
4.
do some research. We're gonna. Hey, guess what? Hey, guys, episode 4. It's gonna be a dark one. All right. So that's
A
we're gonna
very
we're gonna
dark
we're gonna
web,
circle
deep.
back to dark web, baby. We're gonna circle back to that in episode 4. If you've stuck around this long, guys. I don't know. Hit us with a like and a subscribe, will ya? Please? Huh? Will ya?
And
Because we
regard
need it.
everything.
We need it. We need it. We need it. We love doing this. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. We look forward to doing it again. And we love you. Peace.
Love you guys.
Love ya, baby.